Hey there guys, Ephraim's Vanguard here, and welcome to this first episode of Let's Play GoldenEye Blind. This is obviously GoldenEye, also known as GoldenEye 007 for the N64, a licensed game obviously based off of the James Bond movie of the same name, GoldenEye. I'll get more into the technical details later. As I said, this is a blind playthrough, meaning I haven't played through before. I haven't touched any of the gameplay before. Ignore all this. This is a used cartridge that I have, and for those of you that don't know the way N64 cartridges work, the data is saved directly onto the cartridge, so if you take it somewhere else, then it'll have the same save data. So none of these three pieces of save data are mine. They're both, or rather all three of them are previous owners of this. So our only two options here are select mission and multiplayer. This game is most famous for its multiplayer, which we'll be getting into at a later time. Right now, this is mainly just going to be focusing on the single player. I might go in the multiplayer later on a single mission. There's also an option for cheat codes, not cheat codes, like a cheat option that you unlock from completing certain criteria in the missions. But we'll check that out later. And one thing I should address right off the bat, since this is a blind playthrough, and because I value my sanity, it will not be a 100% playthrough. And like I said about multiplayer, we'll tackle that later. Just, it's not going to be the focus right now. Right now, we'll start off with the first mission, which is Dam. Oh, I thought it was just going to hop into the mission. Oops. So, mission 1 in Archangelsk. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Russian names. I know that, like, the Anglicanized version of that name is just Archangel. And, our three difficulties for each mission here are, Agent, Secret Agent, and, 00 Agent, which corresponds to easy, normal, or medium, I guess, and hard. 00 Agent is how you unlock most of the secrets, but like I said, I value my sanity, and I haven't played this game before. I'm bad enough at modern day shooters with very good controls, and I have no idea. It's going to be catastrophic how bad I am at a 20-year-old shooter on the N64. So we'll just go with normal, and if that gets too hard, I might have to knock it down to just Agent. So as you can see here, we have our objectives. The word was right there. How could I not remember it? So it's only to neutralize all the alarms and bungee jump from the platform. I think one of those comes before the others, and it should be Beeb. Next, background. So it'll give you like a short summary of the plot. Since this is a licensed game off of the GoldenEye movie, the overarching plot bears or overarching. I'm not quite sure. Both might be appropriate. The main plot basically derives itself from the movie's plot, and it's a good movie. So if you want to go watch it, I'd recommend you do that. I'm not sure how, because I don't think it's been re-released all too often. I mean, I watched it the day before I'm recording this. That was the first time I watched it, and I had to watch it on an old VHS tape that I found from a thrift store. So anyway, back to the task at hand. Background. MI6 has confirmed the existence of a secret chemical warfare facility at the Bielomyry Dam, USSR. Its heavily guarded location and workings are a cause for major concern. Nerve gas produced there has begun turning up in the hands of hostile regimes around the world, and deals with international terrorists have been rumored. This facility should be destroyed with extreme prejudice. So that was like our general briefing. Now we get a briefing from Emma. I'm not an idiot, I swear. I'm only most of the times an idiot. The area around the dam is well defended against a full-scale military attack, but a lone agent stands a much better chance. The easiest way to gain entrance to the weapons factory will be to get down the face of the dam. Q had an idea about that. Q? Information concerning shipping and contacts is stored on a computer system in a secret ops room within the dam. With this covert modem connected to their satellite link, we can intercept the data when a backup is carried out. As for getting down the dam, use the bungee rope. At the bottom of the jump, use the piton gun? Simple. And we have a small message from Moneypenny here. Hardly a lover's leap, James. Be careful though, I hate to think of you as falling for anyone else. Honestly, it just sounded a bit weird for me to read that out loud, but okay, we'll just roll with it. So you have a message, from what I understand reading the instruction manual anyways. There's your general background, and then you have a specific message from each of the 3 main characters in MI6 right before this. Not the main 3 characters in MI6, like the ones that are relevant to James Bond. I'm not going to attempt to read that again. 9 years ago. Alright, so here we are. As you can see, the camera zooms into Bond's head to show how we're going to do this. Yeah, these controls are a bit right there, I should need to address, it did say 9 years ago, and this was addressed, oh my gosh, not already. This was addressed to take place in the, there we go. I killed my first dude, yay! This was said to take place in the USSR. This scene takes place in, gosh, don't get shot. This scene takes place in, I think it's 1986. And then the rest of the movie takes place in 1995. So there's a bit of a time lapse there. We just picked up another weapon. The what was it, like KF-7 Soviet? All these weapons in the game have fake names because I don't know what the deal was. I don't know what the deal is with some games having the names of the real life names of weapons and then other games not. But like this is pretty clearly based on a Russian AK-47. Oh my gosh, what is this? Uh-oh. These controls, man. We picked up some ammo, so I have no idea what to do. We have 15 rounds for this thing, and I'm pretty sure I ran out with 4. So this is based on an AK-47, and I don't... Are you going to bring up another weapon? Oh my gosh, he has a karate chop. The most lethal of weapons. Okay, so just pressing A cycles through the weapons. There's our karate chop. So here, this weapon. I don't know for certain. I'm assuming this is his PPK that he prefers. At least, I'm not sure about all the other James Bonds. I haven't seen too many. I'll touch on that later. But I'm pretty sure Pierce Brosnan's James Bond, and Pierce Brosnan is the star in GoldenEye. He's, that was, no. That was his first James Bond movie. Die! Wimp. There we go. Oh no! You ducked! You're not supposed to be able to do that. Alright, I stole your weapon by karate chopping you to death. That was poor planning on my part. The thing that I was trying to say is, I'm pretty sure this is his PPK because that's his favorite weapon, and Pierce Brosnan's Bond at least, and Pierce Brosnan is the star of GoldenEye, which was his first James Bond film. I said the rest of the plot takes place in 1995. That's when the original movie was released. That's not when the game was released, though, despite it being a tie-in game. The game was actually released in 1997, so released a couple years into the lifespan of the N64. I was being shot at before, but I have no idea where the dudes are, so... I still don't know how... Oh, so that's how you aim more accurately. So R is like a zoom? What about L? I shouldn't be using L because I'm pretty sure the left side of the N64 control... Oh my gosh, doesn't do anything. Oh, why are the controls inverted? No, don't... Oh my gosh. I'm going to get killed, aren't I? I didn't mean to shoot. How do I... Oh, B's reload, apparently. How do I can crouch. Oh my Jesus. Things are not going in my favor. How do I... Now's not the time to be checking the time, Bond. Okay. What are you doing? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's like a stockless, supposed to be based on a stockless AK-47. It would make sense. No, what are you doing? Oh yeah, so we can get through. So that's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, the PPK, AK-47, sniper rifle, which apparently we grabbed at some point. I have no idea what guns that's supposed to be based off of, and I can't recognize it on sight. Since it is a Russian gun we grabbed, I'm going to assume it's based off of the Dragunov, but I'll throw up whatever the correct gun it is on screen. We also have a covert modem. So let's go with that. No. Mission objectives. I'm just scrolling through here because I don't know what I'm doing. Is there an option? There we go. What is... these controls, man. Alright. No. What are you doing? Go back. Alright, so I'm going to assume this is... I'm pretty sure that's the default layout. Alright, there we go. Let's go with upright, auto aim on, aim control. I think I prefer hold over toggle if my experience playing Ocarina of Time is anything. Sight on screen, yes. Look ahead on. Ammo on screen, yes. Oh, nope, go back. Alright, this might screw with the video a bit. We'll see what happens. It made no difference. Would the ratio change anything? No, not at all. So, I don't know if that's just a setting I have right now, or if it's, like the way this is hooked up to my TV, but that did nothing. And I don't think it hurt the recording or anything, since it didn't change the output on the TV, but, we'll go with it. Alright, so we're still being shot at. Like I said, it was a bad time to check the watch. Let's switch to our AK. Whoa, hey! I can zoom. There's no way I can shoot those guys. So, what? Gosh. Since this is an old shooter, 20 years old by this point, I did say it came out in 1997, right? The game did? Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, it came out back then, and because of that, it is a very old shooter. It's one of the biggest first-person shooters, but it's still an old one, so it has some old mechanics that you won't find around. Like, I'm not sure if there even are... What is happening? I'm not even sure if there are health pickups in this game. You might just have to get through the level with what you start with. But the point is, there is no auto-regenerating health. What the? Hello, sir. Let's... Do I dare sneak up on him, or do I shoot? Oh. Whoa, don't do that. Don't use that either, so we'll shoot him. I'm not used to Z being a shoot button. There we go. No, don't. Oh. There we go. Now you're dead. So we picked up some more ammo for the AK. I'm not going to be using the game's names because I know these much better by their real names if I can recognize them. Oh, hey, hey! Hey, bud. Oh gosh. Every time. I think we're about to die, so I need to be careful. I've been aiming in to shoot. You can just free shoot like that and tear them apart, I guess. So that works out pretty well. I'm going to die once I push that button, so we're going to ignore that for now. What was I talking about? Let's reload this while we're at it. Man, I get off track real easily. Well, I'll ignore it and continue along. What is the use button? That's a good question. Let's switch off the sniper rifle first. I can melee with this thing in case you needed to know. Do I shoot it? Is that how I do it? No. Still works though. I don't even know if that's like something that I have to shoot or... There's no jump in this. There is a strafe though. Well, what do you know? So like, alright, let me try and describe this for you, because if you played a shooter, you probably either used the traditional mouse and keyboard controls that have been around since like Doom, or you've used like the modern shooter controls that utilize that are pretty much based off of an Xbox 360 controller, more or less. So let me describe this for you. Right now, I'm just using the control stick. Forward on the control stick moves you forward. Moving it back moves stream spawn backwards. Turning it right causes him to turn. To move left or right without turning, you press the C left button or the C right button, and that causes him to strafe, from what I can tell. And then like this, to aim up or down, you have to press C up or C down. There's a reticle. Pressing R, it'll cause this reticle to pop up, and it'll cause James to lock in place, and now you just kind of shoot like this. I don't know what this would be called. I guess... I don't know. Right here, right here, aiming on screen is more akin to, like what one of the joysticks in a modern first-person shooter would use. And then pressing up, on some weapons, not a pistol apparently, it'll zoom in. So pressing C left and C right here will cause you to sidestep, and pressing C down causes you to duck. Good to know. And of course, Z is fire, like I said. B is reload. A is swap weapons. And I think don't do that. I think I remember seeing in the manual that to swap backwards, yeah, you hold down A and then press Z. So, alright, B is the use button. So it's the truck. You're just going to go forward after I just shot all those dudes? Alright. No? James? Cooperate with me, James. There we go. Security gate. Oh, security gate A closing. I thought it was saying security gate A closing. I was just like, that's a really weird thing to put in this. I mentioned earlier that, looks like we're going to have more action here. Alright, I'm prepared. Oh gosh! One quirk of this game not above, but that other first-person shooters generally don't have is that, this shooter gives you, that's not a good noise. Uh-oh, the alarm's been tripped. This, game gives you, no. This game gives you invincibility. Oh! And I died. Well, that was the first of many deaths. As you can see on the game over screen, it shows us repeatedly falling down, and the bad guys just continue pelting our bullets like the AI does in the Battlefront games. So, man, it's been 10 minutes already. Oh my god, this is bad. At least it gives us our statistics. Please, for the love of God, please restart at the right point. Otherwise, these are going to be some real... Oh, no, it doesn't. These are going to be some real long videos then. Oh boy. Oh no. No! Well, there goes some of my health already. This game does have a sort of stealth mechanic. As you can see, it does specify that this gun is silenced. apparently using stealth is important in some sections of this game. I don't know how important it is right here. But the point is, let me reload this. The point is using a silenced weapon like this, or kill him, because I wasn't sure if he was dead or not. Using a silenced weapon like this will, bulletproof glass. There we go. Using a bulletproof, using a silenced weapon like this, or using your bare hands or a throwing knife, as I saw that you can get at certain points. More silent kills will alert enemy presence less, and of course they'll be not. That's not a good thing. They'll be less on guard, and they'll be shooting at you less, so that's a good thing. Oh, those bullets are coming from over there. So let's see if I can do the leaning thing this time. Not quite well, but I'll kill you anyways. Why? I am bad at this. No, no, no. Let's kill you. There is this sort of like enemy scaling system indicated by like their uniforms and their headgear. We'll realize that as the game goes on. I did look up some things about the game earlier, not specifically like spoilers or how to play or whatever, just some stuff that I saw when I was looking for trivia about the game. In my standard research, let's kill you. Get down. Alright. Let's see if I can switch to my sniper rifle from here. There we go. Can I shoot you? I don't think I'll be a... I saw you pop your head up over there. Come back. Ah! And I'm about to die again, so... You know. Things happen. Let's switch back to the AK. And, things are not going well for me. Shoot him in the groin. Yeah, like that. Oh. Like I said, this game does... This game does give you invincibility frames, so that's at least one generous part of it. I'm going to die in one shot again. Did I kill him? Oh, no. I didn't kill him. That time I did. This is a train wreck. Hey, I will say, at least I'm doing better than I thought I would. I lost track of what I was trying to talk about earlier. There is, like I said, there is a stealth system that's important in some parts. It would probably save my soul right here if I tried to use silenced weapons more, but, you know, a fully automatic 30-round AK, you can't go much wrong with it. Alright, so I think that's all the enemies are dead. Looks like it. So we'll come over here, mash this for the truck. Again, the truck's completely unconcerned that I was shooting things. Judging from this gun right here, judging from the way the PPK sounds when it fires silenced, I'm going to guess that it's a near perfectly silenced weapon, which is not realistic for real life. Quote-unquote silenced guns are not significantly quieter than they otherwise would be. Uh-oh. That's bad. Well, he's dead. That's a positive. Uh-oh. Shoot him. Ah, got him. Oh. Where's this? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy. Got him, at least. Like, I did set it to a bit of auto-aim, so that's doing some good for me. Did I live? I lived. I cannot believe I lived. And man, do I got some ammo. We also picked up another weapon right there. I couldn't see what its name was. It was like the DD something. Yeah. This thing. So it looks like it's a pistol with a higher capacity, 1 round higher capacity, but unsilenced. So, I'm not sure how well it'll stack up against our PPK. I can't identify this pistol right off the bat, especially because it's so blocky. I'm going to assume, since we got it off of a Russian officer, that it's based off of the Makarov. If not, I'll put up whatever the correct weapon is on screen again. Alright. So what I was saying before, again, I can't remember. Did I just set off the own alarm? I did. I'm an idiot. You might notice in the background, these are like MIDI remixes of some James Bond songs. Some of these are like remixes of other songs throughout the movie and throughout the series. Some of them are original compositions. The soundtrack... How do I open this up? That's not how. The soundtrack composer, I guess? Is that the right word? I think so. For this game was Grant Kirkhope, because he was... Gosh. He was Rare's go-to sound person. And as you saw from the title screen, this game was developed by Rare. Rare during this time, of course, being a subsidiary of Nintendo, like a second-party company. Gosh, every time. Being a second-party company to Nintendo at the time, which is, of course, why this was developed for the N64. As opposed to the PlayStation, which even though the original DualShock controllers aren't that good, I'm pretty sure would have worked better than 64 controllers. But that's why this game is on a Nintendo 64, because Rare, the door is locked. Now, how do I unlock? Let me try this. Oh my gosh, that's actually how you do it. Alright. So, anyway, the game was developed by Rare. Am I being shot? Yeah. I'm being shot at from... No, that's from the front. So let's zoom in. Let's shoot these fools. No, don't do the... don't do that. Oh. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'll meet you back, hopefully with better health, on this dam. Since there's no enemies around, let's fire a few shots. Well, it's definitely unsilenced. Anyway, before that cut where I game overed, I was talking about this game was developed by Rare and was on the Nintendo 64. The game was also initially These aren't explosives, are they? Oh, fun fact. Speaking of me talking about Rare, these crates, apparently in Russian they say, I thought something was behind me. Apparently in Russian, these say banana, which very well could be a reference to Rare's work on the Donkey Kong Country franchise. Those games being Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, and it was in development, but it wasn't released by this point. Donkey Kong 64, a game which I also own but haven't played. Maybe a future thing on this channel, huh? Oh, they also developed Banjo-Kazooie, and I think Banjo 1 came out the next year after this. I see you over there. Let me shoot you. Don't you kill me this time. Die, bud. There we go. Stay down. Oh, you over there. I see you. Oh, let's... Well, I got him. Anyway, I keep on getting off topic as I typically do. And, real quick, because this game is mission-based, I'm primarily going to be dividing these episodes up by mission, so if it takes me a while for one mission, and it's a long episode like this one's probably going to end up being, so be it. And if there's a shorter... Oh, Jesus. I thought I was going to take fall damage there. And if there's a shorter mission, then it ends up being a shorter video. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But seeing as how I'm playing so far, you're probably going to end up getting longer videos. Anyway, Rare was given the license to work on this game from the people who own the rights to Bond. James Bond, I'm not quite sure who that was at the time. I think it was a company called Eon, E-O-N. I will say, it is pretty appropriate that Rare, some British developers, ended up working on James Bond, probably one of the most popular British franchises in the world, so turned out well, I will say. And when I said these... Oh gosh! Kill him. Oh gosh, not dead, not dead. Oh, don't die. Do not die. Oh my gosh. This is not going well. You know what? Die. Oh, you died real good from that one. Anyhow. When I said this game was worked on by Rare, and I was talking about the Donkey Kong Country games, this game was not developed by the veterans of Rare. It was developed, from what I could see online, by a group of about 10 or so college students who just happened, or recent college graduates who happened to get employed by Rare. And they were tasked with making this. And shoot him till he's down. Like that. No, he's down. And there's another one. Well, there's not so many problems that a machine gun can't fix. Unless they're coming from behind you, then they can't solve that problem. Now they can. Oh boy, I wish there were grenades. Anyhow. So when you're thinking of like the big names over at Rare that were developing the Donkey Kong Country games and Banjo-Kazooie and all that stuff, and gosh, what was another big game? Jet Force Gemini, I guess. Yeah, that's not those folks. This was just a couple dudes who I'm going to die, aren't I? This was just a couple dudes who had the pleasure, I guess, of being tasked with making a licensed game for, you know, one of the biggest franchises of all time. So, no pressure or anything. And they apparently... Oh, gosh. I'm going to go back upstairs, because there's no way I'm surviving this hellhole. Apparently, when they were developing the game, they thought it was going to be unsuccessful. They thought the game was going to get overshadowed by a game called Turok Dinosaur Hunter, which I haven't played or really even heard about all too much. I will link below a video where Steven does a short playthrough of the beginning sections of it. And I know I talk about Steven a lot. I'm not affiliated with him. I'm just a fan. So take that as you will. I do enjoy his content. Anyway, so that's the game that they thought this was going to get beaten out to, because they thought it was more technically impressive. It had more AI, or I don't know about AI, but it had more impressive graphics, and they thought it had better gameplay, which we'll see about that. But anywho, that was the claim, and they weren't too sure how they thought this game was just generally going to be a flop, and apparently Nintendo thought that too, because they considered pulling the... Well, about that. We'll get back to that. They originally, they were publishing this game, and they were originally just funding the... They were originally just funding the game, Oh gosh! They were originally just funding the game in its entirety. But, they were concerned about the picked up body armor. Nice, except, there's no way it's going to last, because, I'm at 1 bar of health. Anywho, Nintendo. They were publishing the game because, like I said, Rare was a second party, which means that they weren't a main developer for Nintendo owned by them, but a heavy portion of their shares were held by Nintendo. Of course, now, I think they're a Microsoft first party company now, meaning Microsoft holds a majority of their shares, if not all. Let's blow this up. Like that. Well, that wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Open that up again. I'm totally going to die, aren't I? I keep on getting off track. I'm so sorry about me and... Aha! Die, bud. There's more areas. That's concerning. Oh, hey. Hey. We have some ammo. Which isn't bad, I guess. Oh my gosh! More shots! Where are these shots coming from? Are they coming from down there? No, they're coming from down there, I'm pretty sure. Hey. Would you, mind showing yourself to me and getting shot? Alright, those are coming from behind me. And I was going the right way originally. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work. Oh. Body armor, do your work. This guy in his combat roles. No, no. Shoot him. Kill him. Kill him. There we go. Let's get all the way through here. I'm not doing too well. Anyway, as I keep on getting off track, and if I die, I'll just explain as I'm trying to come back here. What is this? I killed him. Oh, didn't kill you. I don't know what this area is. Hey, I see you over there. Why don't you come out? Get killed, and my body armor's gone, so one more shot and I'm dead. Like he almost just pulled off on me. You do need to be careful with your fire, because like if one of your objectives is connect with the computer or gain some intel or something, or not kill a guy, if you shoot them, then you ruin the objective and it's game over. So keep that in mind. So watch your fire a little bit. I have no idea where this goes. We're just gonna continue along, and I'm gonna hope I don't die, except I'm totally gonna die. Go. Like that. Alright, like I said, I'm just going to be... Yeah, I'm just going to continue talking about what I was at so I can focus while I'm getting back to the same place. I'm at least getting a bit better, I can tell that much. This recording is already like 40 minutes long, so hopefully it'll be cut down to less. Alright, as I was talking about, game, published by Nintendo. And it was originally being funded by Nintendo in its entirety, but there were concerns that Nintendo had, you know, about their image back in the 90s. They were concerned that this game was too violent, and they wanted to have it toned down. And you're asking, James Bond being toned down? How is that possible? Good question. And the developers kind of asked that themselves, and they couldn't understand what Nintendo was asking. And they thought it was kind of ridiculous. In fact, at one point, supposedly, Shigeru Miyamoto even asked them to have part of the ending being a reveal that all the people in the game, they weren't actually enemies, and you're not actually killing anyone. It would have James Bond shaking their hands in the hospital to show that they actually didn't die. And, or alternatively, Shigeru Miyamoto proposed that they say that everyone in the game is just acting, and this is all some sort of pretend. And, yeah, that's a little ridiculous. As a premise for a Did I kill him? I killed him. As a premise for a first-person shooter. And they thought it was too. But, that reason, the violence and the image thing, along with some other issues, like for starters, Nintendo didn't think that the game would sell that well either. They thought Turok would do much better. Well, they thought lots of other things they do much better. They thought this game was just going to be an okay seller, mainly because it was don't get shot. Oh gosh, mainly because the game was coming out. Shoot you. Mainly because the game was coming out 2 years after the movie it was based on had already aired. Not aired, had already been released, and yeah, they just thought it didn't do well, so they kind of pulled the plug on the funding partway through. But Rare, the company itself, decided they would fund the rest of the project, and as such, they continued working on it, and this is the final product that we got. So I see some shots coming from over there. Well, oh gosh, I got him at least. Oh, hey! I see you there. Go ahead and die, bud. Anywho. Or anyhow. Sorry, I really don't understand too much. But, lost track again. If I can just look at my notes real quick. I can figure it out where I was. Oh, yeah. So, that's why Nintendo cut the funding. They were concerned partially about the sales and the ultimate earning potential of the game, and they were also concerned about the image that the violence would have on their image, their public image, and so that's why Nintendo decided to pull the funding. Rare decided they would continue funding the rest of the development of the game itself, and that's exactly what they did all the way up till the game's release. And what do you know? Nintendo was wrong. The game actually did gangbusters. It did insanely well. In fact, let me try and get through this area real quick, because this is always where I take a lot of damage. Alright, I'm good this time. Yeah. GoldenEye, and keep in mind, this is just the N64 version, because this game, the N64 game specifically, hasn't been re-released in any form since then. But it, on the N64, it's the third best-selling game on the system, only behind Mario 64, which, keep in mind, it came bundled with most systems, and Mario Kart 64. Yes, it outsold games like Smash Bros. And Ocarina of Time. All in all, on the N64, it sold over 8 million units worldwide. And the game was actually the second most popular selling game in the US, beating out basically everything, because, again, Super Mario 64 came bundled, oh gosh, Super Mario 64 came bundled with systems, which is kind of cheating. GoldenEye came bundled with very few, if any, systems at all, so, yeah, keep that in mind. It did that well to become the second best-selling game in the US, meaning it even beat out Mario Kart 64 over here. That's just showing you how. That's just showing you how good it. Showing you how good that it did over here. Did worldwide, I should say. All right, I'm pretty sure I saw a dude out there. So, yeah, we're going to have this in hand. No guy. Well, that's better than having a dude to shoot. But, yeah, the game ended up being a massive success, mostly because of the multiplayer, like I mentioned. The single player, I mean, it was definitely good for the time, but I'm not sure how well it's held up today. That's what I'm trying to find out. But the multiplayer was people's main draw to this game, because you could have, due to the N64's general capabilities, plus, I'm gonna pull out this gun, shoot that. Alrighty. So now we're good to start sniping. So there we go, he's dead. So what I was saying, yeah, the multiplayer, that was an incredibly successful part of this game. It was a reason why it was so beloved by so many people. The multiplayer is famous. It was one of the first games to have one of the first-person shooters to have multiplayer at all. Oh, he's coming. One of the first games to have multiplayer. One of the first first-person shooters to have multiplayer at all. There we go. Finally got my thought out. And it did a good job at doing that, mainly because due to the N64's capabilities, you could have 4-player split screen all at the same time without having to link up any extra systems, and that is that was an insane thing at the time. That kind of was taken for granted come like the Xbox era of shooters, and now that feature's largely been removed from a bunch of prominent first-person shooters, it's not exactly it's starting to be appreciated again. And that was a big reason why the game's success was so high, because of the multiplayer element. And like I said earlier, we'll tackle that later. The thing is, multiplayer kind of requires some more people to play it, and I'm not sure how many people will be down to play a 20-year-old shooter with me, especially none that would be willing to let that gameplay go up on the channel. There's only one dude who I would even think would be okay with that, and the thing is, he's kind of in Mexico until like July. And then I don't know how much time he's spending in the US after that. He might be joining the Air Force after that. He might be going to college in like Idaho or Utah or wherever. So the point, let's close that back up so no enemies come out. The point is, he's the only dude I know that would be willing to do it, and I don't know his availability, so multiplayer is not exactly on the table right now. But let's kill this guy when he comes around so he won't bother us later. Oh. Alrighty. There we go. Got him. Simple as that. Didn't raise no alarm. How do I get off here? There we go. So what was I talking about? Yeah, the multiplayer. Despite being such a big thing and a big draw to the game, the multiplayer actually wasn't intentional. There was a multiplayer mode in here originally throughout the development, because developer interviews say, like, as I'll be addressing later, they used it for game testing, like to test out mechanics without specifically having to go through the multiplayer. And but they didn't. The developers didn't think much of it, and you know, they cut it away from the... What's down here? Nothing's down here. And they decided it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And so they cut it from... or they tried to cut it from the final game's release. But just a couple days before they had to send it out for publishing, one guy, maybe two guys, but generally most of the records say a single guy put it back in and created the multiplayer for this game as people know it. That's insane. That one dude was responsible for a large part, for putting in a large part of this game's identity. And he did so on a whim. That's what's really insane. So now we're down here. I'm not quite sure where we're supposed to do the jump thing. We'll find out at some point, I guess. What is down here? I don't like that. Sorry for that weird voice I had there. I don't know what that was. It wasn't intentional. That was just me being concerned and confused at the same time. But yeah. It's so weird to think that such a big part of this game was almost left out. And don't get me wrong, aside from the game just selling well, GoldenEye has a huge impact on the whole gaming sphere, especially the first-person shooter sphere, because pretty much the only big first-person shooter before this was Doom, and Doom, of course, is mostly known as a single-player shooter, and it was on the PC. Console shooters at the time, there wasn't much to go by, and they generally didn't play very well. They had no sort of multiplayer, and like generally they just didn't run as well as their PC counterparts. GoldenEye was basically shifted the momentum for that, because like I said, you could do 4-player split screen at once. That's unheard of for PC gaming, especially at that time, and it did it while still being a pretty decent playing game, while still having a strong single player component. So let's jump off of here. Does that kill me? It killed me, didn't it? Yep. Oh yeah, what I was talking about. GoldenEye being an important game. Like I said, it was the first big console multiplayer FPS game. It also showed that licensed games could be good, because before this, you know, licensed games generally have a history of being of dubious quality, but this game showed that no, licensed games can be very, very good. Again, at the time, I'm trying to see how well it holds up. But and it really shifted the first-person shooter genre largely away from PC. That wouldn't be entirely true. Like, it wasn't like the PC first-person shooter genre disappeared overnight. Like the original Call of Duty, for example, it was a PC. It was a PC exclusive originally, and most of the Call of Duties before 4 did come out on PC first before they did consoles. But that's beside the point. The point is, this largely shifted the focus over to consoles, so games like Call of Duty and the Medal of Honor series could start coming, could start viably becoming to systems, mainly to the Xbox, because that was an up-and-coming system that really facilitated first-person shooting games, and has ever since. And then, of course, like that premise of GoldenEye. Huh. Well, I didn't even get back to where I was before I finished talking. That's a little embarrassing. So, back to the point for like the 10th time. Important game. Revolutionized FPSs, and it pretty much was the hallmark for first-person shooters that that future FPSs would try to emulate. From like oh gosh, auto aim, do your work. Oh hey, I'm surprised you didn't hit me. Yeah, it was a standard of a pretty good campaign that introduced you to the mechanics, plus a strong multiplayer, especially one that was good local as well, and with split screen. It was basically the standard that first-person shooters would become well, I guess Halo, it didn't, oh gosh, sorry. Halo didn't so much replace it as it like perfected that formula, because that's what Halo's about, a very strong campaign plus dude, a very strong campaign plus a very strong multiplayer. That's what Halo's known for, and that's not really new. It's sort of just Where are you? Oh, hey. It's sort of just built upon the base that GoldenEye set. That was the standard. And I guess you could argue the next revolutionary first-person shooter after Halo was Call of Duty 4. And it sort of follows the same thing, though I'm in some disagreements about certain aspects about that. Still a fine game in its own right, but the point is it didn't quite have the same emphasis that this game did. That was really the next game to take over the first-person shooter genre, mainly because it focused on online multiplayer instead of so much split-screen multiplayer like Halo did. And I'd argue that its emphasis on campaign isn't as strong as its emphasis on campaign isn't as strong as Halo and this game. Of course, when I'm talking about this game, I'm going entirely by what I've heard from people who were around at the time. Like I said, this game came out in 1997. I wasn't even born until 1998. So, yeah. I can't exactly speak like I was there. So we're going to run along. Ignore those guys. Hope they die a slow, painful death, as you do. I'll go back down here. Oh, hey! How you doing, bud? Enjoy hell. You can see that clip, those crates over there clipping through the railing. I don't know what that was about. We're going to shoot it this time. Just so it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Even if it causes some slowdown. That is one thing about this game, though. That's something else that I should mention. This game, it does have some performance issues. It has a lot of slowdown. It actually can do 60 FPS at certain times, but those times are few and far in between. Generally, people say it chugs around like 20 to 25 FPS, and I can kind of see that. I'm not one of those people who can always tell instantly what their frame rate is. And so if you're noticing that the video is recorded in, it's not in 60 FPS. That's why, because it doesn't make a difference if it's presented in 60 FPS or not. And aside from that, where are you? There you are. Aside from that, another reason. Are you serious? Are you serious, bud? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was bad. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get through this. Alright, go ahead and kill me. There's no way I'm getting through this. Just go ahead. So what was I talking about? I completely blanked. Yeah, that just completely threw my train of thought. I'll meet you back if I can remember what I was talking about. So now I do remember what I was talking about. I was talking about the frame rate and the video resolution. Yeah, this game, it does hit 60 FPS, but very seldomly, and especially not in any action. So there's not really a... Oh, hey. There's not really a point in me uploading it in 60 FPS then. Another reason I'm not uploading it in 60 FPS is because, as it turns out, the method I was doing 60 FPS, because Elgato has very specific requirements about when it'll do 60 FPS. For starters, the input cannot be interlaced. It has to be 60 progressive. It can't do 60 interlaced. Otherwise, it just Otherwise, it just turns it into 30 progressive. The way I thought I was doing 60 FPS before was de-interlacing it in a... Hey. Go to hell. Go to hell, both of you. There we go. Now you're both dead. And we got some ammo for it. That's nice. But the program that I was putting it through, I thought it was de-interlacing the frames, which unfortunately turns out not to be the case. And instead it was just, I mean, it was putting up 60 frame videos since YouTube recognized it. The problem is it was taking in 30 frames per second, 30 progressive frames per second, I should say, and to make it 60, it was just duplicating those frames. So you'd have an identical frame for 1 and 2, then another frame for 3 and 4, and so on for the rest of that whole second. And yeah, that was pointless. And all it did was eat up my system memory, take up more time rendering, and take up more time uploading. So literally no benefit. There was absolutely no benefit of doing that. So from now on, if you see things that aren't at 60 frames, that's pretty much why. That's why those first 3 series that I did, they were uploaded in 60 FPS, but they won't be anymore because it's not really 60 FPS. That was a mistake on my part. I really should have realized it before. Alright, so I just grabbed the body armor and I should have some more ammo. Yeah. So it looks like we're in pretty good shape to go downstairs. Like into the dam, because I don't think there was anything down there on the pier if I remember. So I'm going to use this just so we can go loud. Alright. Oh, alarm triggered. That's wonderful. Well, I'll have one more shot just so we can blow stuff up. Oh, so that would have been another way to enter. That is a purpose for coming down here. So let's shoot this. I said shoot this. I said shoot this. There we go. That was an anticlimactic explosion for how many bullets I had to put into it. Alright, you know what? Let's just keep out the AK for now. I ain't seeing nothing. Why am I standing out in the open trying to do that? That is an idiot move. Especially since I can see a dude's rifle over there. You know what? Let's get over here. Pop out like this. And now let's shoot those barrels. Like that. And I can hear it killed the dude, so that's good. Alright, no. Let's switch back to the rifle. Sorry, the AK. I'm pretty sure there's more than one type of rifle in this game, so I should probably be careful with my terminology. Hey! How you doing, bud? How's death going for you? I should have had pretty good range. Long range there. I think I picked up his ammo. Let's come over here. I don't see none. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotcha. Hey! Go ahead and die. Dude, you are barely coming into the scene there. Sorry if I go quiet. Sometimes it's just that, you know, I have to concentrate. Sometimes, hey, you finally came out of your cover, dude. And promptly got shot in the face. Oh, crap! Jesus! There are more guys in this room than I thought there were. I do not care how much ammo I'm wasting. I'm not dying again. I refuse to have that happen. It was definitely good to come down to the far side of the dam and then proceed up one way, because you're not being pelted with bullets from both sides. You only have to go down the tunnel one way and not have to worry about what's behind you, which is definitely a useful thing. I could have sworn there was an enemy in that corner if I had to remember correctly, but I did not remember correctly, so there's that. You are barely even fading into existence, sir, but you are still shooting at me. That's admirable determination there. Alright. No, stay with the AK. Stay with the AK. Uh-oh. Die, 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 die. Thank you. Thank you for complying. Oh, you know what's bad? I think this is only the beginning part of the level. This might have to be broken into 2 parts. Alright, I think that killed them all. I am dangerously short on ammo, but hey, I'm still alive. So that's a plus. More ammo right there. Ah! I think we're just about done with this. At least this section. Hey there. How you doing? Oh no. Shoot him. Well. Well, there we go. Cleared out the room. Wasn't too hard. There might still be that one guy sitting back there. No, there isn't. Alright, so, I think there was a... No, that was a chair that I was looking at. It wasn't a computer. Alright, so let's go back to this. Let's use it. Alright, go back to the modem. How do I use it? Am I supposed to use it at some point here? Am I... Objective... Neutralize all alarms? That is not what I was supposed to do. Oh well. Is there like a dedicated gadget button? There's not a dedicated gadget button. There's a... All the buttons are gun buttons. Well, I think coming down here served me absolutely no good, so, if you don't mind, I'm going to go check the instruction guide real quick. The instruction manual, I should say, not guide, and see if there's anything that I missed. Okay, so I'm a little bit of an idiot. I just realized that, I thought this was the covert modem right here. I don't know why a big red object would be covert. I just realized it's not. It's, the butt of the rifle folded backwards, and that replaces our melee weapon supposedly when we have the rifle. So there's that. Apparently we have to go into this menu to grab this modem. Oh, I think I did it. I think I did. Was it? Did that complete my objective? Neutralize all arms? No. Well, I did something. I'm not quite sure what, but I did something. I can destroy them. That's cool. Let's shoot this computer up. There we go. Oh, I can even break the glass. What do you know? Reload. Alright. Last 6 bullets. Let's make them count. Nope. Go back. Did I gain literally anything from doing that? Does not appear so. Also, there's a skylight up there. Let's, continue back along. Let's just check the objectives one more time. Information. Huh. I think I just failed the mission. So, since I failed that, we're going to ignore that for now. And, I'm just kind of going to assume that I bungee jump. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to do A first, which seems more likely now. Huh. Let me check something out real quick. Back in this instruction manual. Oh, so that's what it means by neutralize all the alarms. I am an idiot. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to need to backtrack a little bit to, actually do stuff. I think I would have gotten, like, bonus points or something if I had done the link up. And that, of course, the explosion hurt me. Why wouldn't it, you know? And, of course, the door closed on me. This game. I can already tell this is going to be a joy. If the hour-long video wasn't any indication. Yeah, so I just completed Objective A. That's what I was supposed to do all along. I was supposed to physically shoot the switches. Forgive me, in my simple mind, for thinking I was supposed to deactivate it some other way. We'll figure out how to do that modem thing later. Not now. I'm way too tired about that now. It is like 11:30 at night. I started recording at like 10 o'clock, guys. Maybe even earlier than that, so. Bungee jump from the platform. Is that all we have left? So I'm going to assume we just go up to the edge over here and then bungee jump. Let's do it. Oh, that wasn't it. Oh, great. Oh, no, it was it. Was it? Sweet mother of God, that was what I was actually supposed to do. I thought I'd just commit suicide at the very end there. But no. James had to go into a cutscene. I cannot believe I finally beat this level. I will insert... I don't know whether to save it for a bonus episode. Will I save it for a bonus episode? Sorry, I'm coughing here. Will I save it for a bonus episode, or will I just do it right now? Just this once. No, never mind. I'll ignore it for now. No, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I'll insert in whatever that, putting in that modem, whatever Q was talking about does. Oh, part 2. Yay. Yay. I did not want to start there. skipping this so you don't find out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.